Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the 2002 reimagining of the Twilight Zone. This week we are watching Upgrade, in which Susan Thompson plays a woman who wishes for her family to be perfect, and sort of kind of gets it. Now, Susanna played the Borg Queen on Star Trek Voyager, if you didn't recognize him before. Timothy Carhart, who plays her husband, I think that he is the violinist, doesn't have a line, in Ghostbusters 1, the one that Dana is actually going out to date and who Venkman doesn't like. I think so. He has a sort of memorable look to him, and I think that's him. When the portrait changes, when the dog gets replaced, the hands move, so you can compare the two shots and you can see that the hands move, and that is consistent throughout all of the changes of the portrait. If this had been done today, you would of course used Photoshop to have elements that you could just exchange and only have those elements change and everything else remaining perfect. Now, we've seen this a lot in the past in episodes where you have pictures and a child goes missing and it's never been there before or something, and you have other stuff in the picture changing as well. So that happens. She falls down the stairs. That is a great little stunt. They did a good job. Good work. That looks very dangerous, even though it probably wasn't. But it looks great. Good job, everyone. The episode reminds me a lot of the 1962 episode, Person or Persons Unknown. But in that one, the change is different. But it's all about sort of reality not matching your expectation and that sort of stuff. She becomes very exhausted after having to deal with all of this, and she gets this hollow eye makeup, which works out really, really well. It looks great. They did a good job on that. And then she runs out the back door and just disapparates. Hi, cat. And that effect. And that looks great. I think they captured how bad that was. There is something wrong with that, though, and that is when she runs out the back door and just enters through the front door, she would immediately notice that she didn't run outside, but that she actually ended up inside and would immediately stop. But she just runs into the house quite a few feet or meters and stops. The moment you open the door and step inside, it'd be like, stop. But that wouldn't make for good TV. So she's looking a lot like Kyle Reese in Terminator 1 when he has it's called a temporal psychosis. And that isn't in the cinematic release. It is in the collector's or ultimate edition or something like that. The scene is included, and it's just because his mind is trying to parse both his memory of this place and his impression of this place, and they're two very vastly different, and apparently it happens through time travel. We get a very small sense of that in this when her anchor on reality is not the same as the reality she's actually inhabiting, and it sort of goes... they could probably have done more with that than they did. But it's all about living essentially in The Sims, and we've seen examples of that before, but I think this version looks great, and it's pretty darn cool. Now, next week, we're going to Protect Serve, and I look forward to seeing you then. Take care now.